Yeah, thank you, Karine. What is the White House's reaction to environmental activists critical of the Biden administration's approval of the Willow Oil Project?
President Biden is facing swift backlash from environmentalists over his approval of a massive oil drilling project in Alaska. Now, it's a major reversal after he promised no more drilling on federal lands while on the campaign trail in 2020.
Number one, no more subsidies for fossil fuel industry, no more drilling on federal lands, no more drilling, including offshore, no ability for the oil industry to continue to drill, period. Ends.
They argue that the president has undermined his own goals on climate change in approving this.
So a couple of things there. Look, the president, when it comes to, you're talking about the Willow Project?
Yeah, the Willow Oil Project.
Look, the president kept his word when where he can by law.
Even the president himself in a CNN town hall in Milwaukee last year questioned and actually laid out the limits of his authority. Listen to this.
I'm prepared to write off the $10,000 debt, but not 50.
Mr. President, let me ask you.
Because I don't think I have the authority to do it by sign of a pen.
Then Speaker Pelosi said this in 2001 about the limits, again, of what you can do without an act of Congress. Here she was.
People think that the President of the United States has the power for debt forgiveness. He does not. He can postpone, he can delay, but he does not have that power. That has to be an act of Congress.
She later said in 2022, actually, we do have this power. But you can see those are two key people in the administration and the then speaker saying there are limits to this authority. And that's the real legal question.
He can by law, right? That is important to note. And as the Interior Department said, some of the company's leases are decades old, granted by prior administrations. The company has a legal right to those leases. The department's options are limited when there are legal contracts in place. For example, the DOI solicitor under President Clinton and law professor at U.S. Hastings said they have lease rights, and that can't be ignored. That's a big figure on the scale in the favor of development. And so I'll leave it there. But again, the president is delivering the most aggressive climate agenda in the U.S. history, and that is going to be his continued commitment to the American people.
And so is it the position of the White House that there was no other option other than approving the permits for the project?
Well, I just laid out there was legal right to, they had legal right to those leases, right? And the president's going to do what he can under as the law permits. And so again, this is a president who's delivered on the most aggressive climate agenda in the U.S. history, and he's going to continue to do that.